Hi, this is Mary Kay. Today I'm going to be painting this little snow scene with this little sunrise and these trees. But the little quirk is that I'm not going to use yellow. I'm going to paint this just with pinks and blues and neutral tint. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to cut it into threes. With this razor blade. This one I'm going to cut in half so that I can mask these two trees. I'm also going to make like a Mona Lisa smile. Okay, let's see how this turns out. So when okay, so that's that little piece there. And now, so trees are thicker at the bottom and then they get skinnier at the top. So I cut those at an angle on purpose. So this first tree is gonna go about right there. And I'm gonna kind of make it be a little bit crooked and bend it towards the center at the top. I'm gonna take another piece here. These are sitting in the snow, so the bottoms are sort of flat. That one here. Okay, this one I'm going to put a little higher. You know what? It's not skinnier. It needs to be, this one should be the little one because it's skinnier. Okay, here, let's start it up. Start it up a little higher, about right here. Is that good? Yeah, that's a good spot. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna make the same thing. It's kind of big. Okay, there we go. That's the skinny tree. And now this one's a little fatter. So, not that much difference. I'm gonna start it lower. I want it to be bendy too, so that these are not parallel, super parallel. They have a little, well, those are kind of bending in the same spot. That's okay. And then this piece of tape, I was going to make the little divot for these darker trees. Here we go. On the left here, there's a little divot right there. So and then these start a little bit, a tiny bit higher than right here. So this, and I'm gonna make this go up, and then this is, I'm gonna not use that part. This is the part I'm going to use. So that's the masking that I'm doing. I'm going to flip this over, remove this, and put this here. So I'm not using yellow. I'm going to use pink. There's my water. I'm going to wet my sky. I'm going to wipe out the tiniest little circle. In this picture, the sun's not in the center, but suns really look best if they're in the center of a painting. So I'm going to make this a little higher, but in the center. So I'm just going to wipe that. Okay. Now I'm going to start with pink because I'm not using yellow. So this is Permanent Rose. Wet into wet. It's going to be a pink sky. And there's my sun. And I'm brushing out rays from it. So I'm not using yellow, so what I'm going to go into next is some blue. I'm going to go into cerulean. And I'm going to start to paint the snow. What I want to do, do I want to do it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to paint this part here. And I'm going up to the snow. I'm going across these trees like this. And then I'm going to soften these lines with water. And really soften these down here. So I'm going to have a white spot here that I'll have to get rid of later. We can do it though. And I'm going to go into some neutral tint into the blue. That's wet into wet also, so it should be making some like so trees that look like it's far in the background. I like that those have blended in there. I don't want any squares there. Okay. I'm going to take a clean brush, thirsty brush, so that means it's clean and then dried, and I'm going to make some more rays coming from the sun over this part here. So everything is going out perpendicular from the sun. I'm gonna soften that. Wait, gotta be a little careful in there. That one's running down. Okay. I need this part to be dry before I start putting these trees from that right in here. So I'm gonna dry this real fast. Sorry about that. And now I'm going to add these trees in. I'm going to mix the permanent rose and the neutral tint together, and maybe even some of that cerulean. And now I'm painting this set of trees right here from this tape. So it's dry, I dried it, so I should get some nice lines. I'm just going to go up. They have to be thicker at the bottom than they are at the top, so I want to, they keep getting thicker and thicker. And then some more. Okay. So start pushing hard on the brush at the tape. And then as I come up, I lift the brush up like it's dancing. That's 2. I like that pink one. The pink one should be, this one should be more pink because it's closer to the sun, and the outside one should be darker. So I gotta fix that. Okay, so now I'm gonna do another tree. Where should I put it? Should I put it closer? Yeah, okay, so if I'm gonna put it closer, it needs to be more pink. All right, I'm gonna make it a little skinnier. I'm glad that I'm okay, maybe even like that. Now the branches that are closer to the sun are pinker and the ones that are farther out are darker. So if I do some of those, then I have to, okay, I'm just gonna, those will get darker. So the ones next to the sun are pinker. Is that a new word, pinker? And these guys have branches too, and the same thing's gonna hold true for them. I have a little gray that ran up that, so I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ignore it for now. So this is the pink branches coming off that tree. And now I'll make a darker color for the branches that are farther away from the sun. And then even darker for farther away. I might even put in another tree here because I feel like it needs it, and the dark one to really stop our eye going out. These can be darker at the bottom, and they get more pink as they get closer to the sun. And they can be darker at the top too. It's just right around the sun they're the lightest pink. So I'm not doing this with any yellow. We're going to see what it looks like. Okay, so when I pull this tape off, I'm going to have these oh, I can do some like little sticks coming out here. That's good too. Yeah, and then those would, yeah, like that. There's a white line there. I'm gonna try to cover it in where the, I kind of like a white line there. I like to have a little white showing in watercolors, but I don't want the line to show through the tree, so I'm just trying to cover in that line. Now I'm going to take this piece of tape off, and see, I have a snowbank. Ta-da! And now at the base of these trees here, they're in a little like, the snow kind of comes in around the bottom of the tree, so I'm just going to make a little circle down at the bottom of those. And then, and it goes behind them, like that. Now those guys are in a little hole. I'm going to just put a little bit more blue snow down here. I'm gonna make some more. I'm gonna darken my edges, my corners. Let's see, that's good. This one would have a little bit of a, that snowbank's not going to be totally white. We're going to do this to it. If you want to, you can put a little bit of pink in the snow where it's reflecting from that sun. That's kind of nice. Now I'm going to take the tape off these, and I have my white birches now. So what I'm going to do is go in with the neutral tint and darken the bottom of the trunk. Goes right to there. And I'm going to put all the little scratches that these have. This is the big tree, boy. I think there could be a little bit of pink reflecting off the side of the sun on these. So I'm going to go ahead and, Find a little pink. I think I'll put it on afterwards, otherwise this is gonna, no, I'm gonna put, okay, so there could be a little pink, like right in here, reflecting, oh, that's too much. Reflecting here. And then the top is gonna, I wanna darken the top of the tree, even if it's not in the photo, just because I don't want my eye to go out that. That's a little sloppy brush stroke. Okay, here we go. Now I'm just adding all those funny little lines on the, I don't know if these are birch or aspen. Now I'm gonna do the same to this one. Again, there's a little bit of pink reflecting on that side from the sun. And so I'm only using 3 colors. So what happens is the deer come and scratch their horns at the bottom of these trees, and that's why down at the bottom it's all roughed up. And then the branches fall off, leaving these little scars. Again, I darken the top of this. I don't want my eye to go out the painting, so I just darken the top of the tree. Whether it's that way or not, I do it because of artistically, I know that. And so my little problem right now is that my eye is going there and here. So I just need to kind of fill those in because I want my eye to go to the sun and the colors of the trees. So I think if I just put a little light in there, that'll soften it. I can go a little darker. And then here, that, I don't want my eye going out that side, so I'll just darken that a little bit. Okay, I like all that. I think it needs a few more branches. Maybe even going over the sun or coming up to the sun. When and it's right at the sun it disappears. The branch disappears. You're looking at it and it disappears because the sun's so bright you can't see that. I think I need a couple branches maybe just down here, like coming up here. Dark ones that turn pinker as they go up more. Yeah, I love that when that happens, like a dark branch turns pink as it goes up. This guy's in front, so these actually would go over that one. See how this tree's in front of that tree? It's farther down, so the branches will go right across. And then I think I just need to stop because, well, this seems like it needs to be a little darker. Now I think I'm done. And when I take the tape off, these cards, it gets this beautiful border that looks like it's matted. And see, there we have a painting that we didn't use any yellow. Thanks for watching.